Today I'm going to be drawing a room in linear perspective. The first thing you always want to do is to draw the vanishing point close to the center of the page. It doesn't have to be in the exact middle. Next thing, you always want to have a horizon line. These two are a must for any one-point linear perspective drawing. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the back wall by drawing a rectangle around the vanishing point that I've drawn. Now this rectangle, depending on how large you make it, how wide you make it, and how tall you make it, will dictate the size of your room. If you make it wide, your room will be wide. If you make it narrow, your room will be narrow. If you make it short, your room will be short. If you make the wall large, it will be a small room because the back wall will be close to you. If you make the wall small, it will be a small room because it will be far away. The next thing I'm going to do is make the corners of the room. I line up the dot with the corner and draw the line off the edge of the page. Dot, corner. So these are the corners I'm going to go off the edge of the page with. Dot, corner, edge of the page. I only press when I get outside of the back wall. So vanishing point, corner, off the edge of the page. Vanishing point, corner, off the edge of the page. Okay, so there I have my basic room. Walls, floor, ceiling. So now I'm going to decide what I'm going to do in this room. I'm going to be making a living room. So up close, I'm going to freehand draw the back of a couch. Now, if it was a more square couch, I would recommend using a ruler. This picture is very loosely based off of my own living room, and I have kind of fancy details on the edges of my couches. Now, I can make the couch more 3D by going from the widest part of the curves back towards the vanishing point, just to kind of show at what rate it recedes regularly. But curves often are done kind of free-handedly. For beginners, square objects are easier done in linear perspective than curved objects are. I'm going to clean it up with an eraser. You want to draw it light till you get it right. Then clean it up. The next thing I'm going to be drawing here is a coffee table. I'm going to draw the edge that's closest to me. Extend that a little bit that way. And then I'm going to take the corners to the vanishing point. Now, because this coffee table is in the center of the room, you won't be able to see the right or the left of it, of the coffee table. You'll only be able to see the side that's facing you. If it was more to the left or more to the right, you'd be able to see one of the sides, but it's kind of centered. And now I'm going to just end the top of my coffee table here. Then I'm going to show you kind of how to give it some body, make it wide. It's not just a tiny, thin, flat surface. On my coffee table, I have like some drawers on one side and it's blank on the other side. So let me kind of draw about how thick it is. I'm going to put a little bit of decorative edges on my coffee table because my coffee table at home isn't just square, it has a little bit of an edge to it. I rounded the corners off a little. I'm going to clean that up. Now I'm going to freehand the arm of the couch and the leg of the coffee table. The legs of my coffee table are just kind of round, so I'm just drawing a little bit of a round spot there, and you can't really see it on the other side because of the couch. So now I'm going to get ready to put in a fireplace detail in the center of the back here. So this is the bottom of the step up to the fireplace. It's lower down than the back wall because it's on the floor, not on the wall. I'm going to overlap that back wall with this little bit of a step to show that it goes up higher. Connect it with a straight line across. Now either side of the step is going to go back to the vanishing point, even though it's really close to the vanishing point. Connect that there to give it an ending. Now I'm going to draw the inside of the fireplace by starting with a little kind of square rectangular opening on the wall. Make sure it's even. So, and then to go further into the wall, the corners of the inside of the fireplace need to go towards the vanishing point yet again. You would do the same technique if you could see a little bit of a room behind the room that you're in. And I'm going to connect it to show where the back side of the fireplace ends and draw a vertical line that continues up past the opening to show the inside of the fireplace. I'm going to just sketch out a little log, freehand it, drawing like a cylinder. And I'm going to put some loose free-handed flames on there. Okay, now I'm going to do the outside of the fireplace because in my house it goes all the way up to the ceiling, the stone part, so it can fireproof the house. Now if you're doing stones, you can do kind of loose patterns. If you're doing bricks, you're going to want to use your ruler. Just freehand some limestones. Gonna kind of round out the edges, make it irregular because that's how mine at home looks. Now if I'm going on this surface, I'm gonna slant the spaces in between towards the vanishing point on either side. But I'm gonna do it loosely with my pencil. I'm gonna draw the little edge of each stone there. Fill in the rest of this area with some stone. Get some texture on there. Just kind of capture the irregular limestone on there. And this is kind of how everything that's centered in your living room would look. You can't really see the left or the right. You can just see the top of the surfaces because they're centered. If they were to the left, you could see the side of them, and if they were to the right, you could see the side of them. I'm cleaning up the horizon line a little bit here, just so it doesn't get too confusing.